Hey Virgo, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for the 21st through the 27th. This is going to be for Virgo sun, moon, and rising. You might stumble upon the video outside of the time frame I mentioned. That's just fine. You found it whenever you were ready to hear the messages. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the general collective. Not every single message is going to resonate. Take what does and leave what doesn't. So without further ado, let's see what's coming up here for the Virgo collective. Virgo sun, moon, and rising. One more shuffle. I'm getting a flashing 10, Virgo. So I feel like there might be thoughts coming up this week or a request being presented to you this week to return to something from the past. Maybe you moved out of a place and they're trying to get you to move back in, or you left a job and they want you to come back, or you're thinking of returning to a city or someplace where you were living before. I feel like the 10 is saying it's done. It's done. Move forward. Move forward. Some of you might be like, oh my gosh, is this like, do I have unfinished business here? Is spirit calling me back to this place? I'm getting the flashing 10 like, no, keep moving forward. But we're going to see what the cards have to say. I just wanted to share that here real quick. So the first card coming up is the High Priestess. This is a major arcana card. So even though we're reading for the week ahead, the High Priestess tells us this energy is going to be around for a while, right? It's not something that's going to be a few days or for a week. This is a new chapter of your life. This is a significant time period. This is a significant shift. If you have a Pisces or Taurus placement, there could be really big changes or shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. And so some of you are not a Virgo sun sign, right? But you might be watching both Virgo and Taurus videos because you have placements. And in that case, this is going to be around intuition, spirituality, confidence, making your own decisions. This is going to be a really heavy message, Virgo, and it's not going to be for every single one of you. And please understand, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but if you are somebody that has devoted your life to spiritual work and you have both Taurus and Virgo placements, I feel like you're coming out of a period of spiritual attack, psychic attack. You're overcoming it. You're coming out of it stronger. But I feel like you are meeting your adversary this week. You are meeting your adversary this week. And so what I mean in this is that you are going to see the ways in which this energy or entity has been working through certain people in your life to hold you back, to distract you, to discourage you, to take away your self-esteem or your confidence, and essentially to shut you up, to silence you. And so you may be talking to somebody and you may look at them and you may feel like, oh my gosh, I can see the spirit inside this person right now. And that's what I mean by like you're meeting this opposition. You're meeting this rival, right? But it's like it's being revealed to you because you've become so strong, right? You don't want to challenge it. You don't want to take it head on and like challenge it to a fight, but you're aware of it. And so you're learning to make your own decisions and not base your decisions on the thoughts or opinions of others. And you're coming into your power, coming into your confidence. Another thing that happens with High Priestess energy comes up for me in a reading when you are in a really high level of healing. Like you've really, really been releasing a lot of things. You've been doing a lot of healing. Your chakras are clear and aligned. You're connected to higher self. Very powerful, very beautiful energy. And you're because you're connected to higher self, you have this delicious powerful energy flowing through your body, and it makes you absolutely irresistible. It makes you absolutely irresistible. So you may have a lot of people flocking towards you, wanting to be your friend, wanting to collaborate with you, wanting to take you out on a date, wanting to pull you into bed. And what we need to remember when we're in the high priestess energy is that not everybody who wants us gets to have us. We have to have better boundaries. And it is not your job to heal every single person who falls upon your path. When you're in high priestess energy, you're going to attract a lot of people who need healing. And some of these might be people that you interact with, that you take into your personal life, that you heal on a one-on-one level. And some of these people, you just send them some love and send them some healing and keep that distance. When the high priestess energy is coming up, you're learning. You're learning to tell the difference between the two. The next card that's coming up here for Virgo is the Four of Cups. And so the Four of Cups can be a discontentment. We're not happy with what we're being offered. We don't like what we're being offered. So again, you're coming into your confidence. You're coming into trusting yourself and making your own decisions. As I said in the beginning, I felt like for some of you, you were being asked to return to something. And so High Priestess is telling me, this is good news to me, that most of you, your antenna is up. Your intuition is up and you know it's not a good idea, right? The Four of Cups is you don't like what's being offered. They're not offering you enough to return to the situation. Now, the Four of Cups is also very promising for me when it comes to like manifestation work, because it always makes me think of the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson when he said, I want to make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Okay, there's that sense of like the chariot, like making a decision and going for something, but we're making the decision because we're not happy with what's being offered. That's helping us figure out what we want. And that makes me think also here that discontentment, we don't like what we're being offered. When Rumi wrote about divine discontentment, and Rumi wrote about divine discontentment in the sense that we start to look around and we see what other people have. And we're not jealous. We're not envious. We don't hate them for having it. We're not wishing to take it away from them. We're like, good for them. Let them have that. Let them have that. I'm happy that they have that, but I want to have mine too. They're no better than me. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the universe. I'm just as worthy as the next person. So there's this sense of like, you're not trying to take anybody else's pie, but you're just like, where's my piece? Right? And so this is a time in which you're starting to raise the bar for yourself in what you're manifesting. You might start to realize this week, Virgo, how much you've manifested already, but you're also realizing that a lot of what you manifested is like bare minimum. You manifested it at a time of very, very limited thinking. And now you're like, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for next level. I'm ready for the spice, the flavor, the seasoning. I'm ready for the whipped cream and the cherry on top of my sundae. I'm ready for those extras. I deserve those extras. And so you're raising your bar in terms of what you're calling into your life here with this Four of Cups energy. Confidence, intuition, worthiness, readiness, opening up to receive. These are powerful energies, Virgo. Your next card that's coming up here, my darlings, is the Lovers. The Lovers. So if you are watching this in terms of well, I'm not gonna get into that. That's never mind. I'm gonna backtrack here because it's a little complicated. It's gonna confuse people, so we're gonna keep this simple. That's something that might come up in private readings for certain people later, if it applies to them, obviously. So I was gonna say something, I'm not gonna say it. The Lovers card here. This is a Major Arcana card again. So now we have Major Arcana, Non-Major Arcana, Major Arcana. This week might be a little bit roller coastery for Virgo mentally and emotionally because you're having these realizations, but then negative ego wants to come in and stop you and slow you down and distract you. So that roller coaster is going to be you overcoming the negative thoughts or the negative ego that's trying to discourage you from these powerful epiphanies that you're having, because the negative ego hates change, even when it's good change. The Lover's card, though, this is going to be about choices and decisions. Obviously, there's an element of romance here for you, right? And some of you have been blocked in your love life because of family, because of friendships, because of work situations. It has not allowed you to have room in your life for romance. And so some of you might be taking a stand or setting a boundary where now you're not allowing these situations or these people to take up that room in your life anymore. And I feel the romance is, for lack of a better word, already lurking about. Like the love interest is already here. You might have the love interest approaching you in the same week as this person or situation trying to pull you back in or trying to get you to return to the past situation. And so some of you are saying, no, I'm not returning to that past situation. I'm not going to be the rescuer. I'm not going to be the enabler in this situation, in this person's life, or in this organization. And I'm going to live my life in the way that feels good for me. And I'm going to leave this space open for things that I can actually enjoy, right? So I feel you're making space, a lot of you in this way. Lover's card is, yes, about relationships, but it's also about choices, decisions, sacrifices. When the tarot first got put together, the sixth major arcana card was not called the Lovers. Some decks called it the choice. Some decks called it the decision. Some decks called it the sacrifice. So you're choosing your sacrifices. You're making your decisions. You're choosing your priorities. Some of you, and I'm not going to focus too much on love here, Virgo, because I do the love readings separately. February love readings are linked in the description. March love readings will be up soon. But there's an energy here with the Lover's card that tells us that you might be figuring out what love is. What is that to you? You might be figuring that out with a significant soulmate, where both of you have that question and you're figuring it out together. And I feel there's a sense of playfulness for some reason. There might be a lot of playfulness in the bedroom. Again, I'm not going to focus too much on it because this is not a love reading, but that energy is coming in. I want to share that with you. This also could be Gemini energy because it is the Lovers. So you might have a Gemini coming in that you might be dealing with. If you have a Gemini placement, there can be big changes and shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. The next card that's coming up here for Virgo is the Two of Wands. This is partnership. This is decisions. This is agreements. This is future plans, okay? It could be a business partnership. It can be coming together to work towards a goal together with another person, and it can be choosing or making an important decision about the future. Now, this is one of the heads up I have to give you about the the Two of Wands. I'm sorry. The Two of Wands for me sometimes comes up when somebody is making an offer to you because they see you as someone who is going to be highly, highly beneficial to them. They also see that you have this sense of humility or humbleness, or you're just completely and totally unaware of how awesome or skilled or valuable you are to the situation. And they may kind of take advantage of that a little bit. They may lowball you, or they may make it seem like things are going to be super simple, and they're just wanting to pull you in, and then it's going to get more complex as time goes on. And this can end up being a very frustrating situation for you because you're feeling like overwhelmed, or you're feeling like this is a lot, or this isn't what you thought, or this isn't what you had in mind. So Two of Wands for me comes up to say, when you're being presented with an opportunity, you need to ask specific questions. Okay? For example, somebody might be saying something to you like, hey, Virgo, I know you've been wanting to take some time off, and I know you're not happy at your job, and there's a lot of jobs where I'm at right now. Why don't you just come stay with me? I have an extra bedroom. Just quit your job, come stay with me, and you can just help me out around the house, or maybe you can, like, watch my kids for a little bit when I'm not home, or if I need to, like, go run errands or something. And you can just check it out. It'll be like a little vacation for you. You can look for a job out here. And that might sound great. You might really like this person. You all might be very close. But you need to figure out, what does that mean, help you out around the house? How many hours a week do you think I might be watching your kids? Is this going to be around the clock kind of stuff? Are you going to go out and not come home all night? You know, help you around the house how? Like, are we talking about preparing some meals and some light vacuuming, or like what are the expectations? You might show up and they're like, "Oh, can you go patch up the hole on the roof?" And you're like, "Wait a minute. When you said help out around the house, I didn't think I was going to be up on the roof, you know?" So you have to ask specific questions, right? If this is someone telling you they want a relationship with you, but they don't want to go too fast, they want to go slow. Okay, what does that mean to you? Does that mean that we're committed? Does that mean that we're still getting to know other people? Does that mean, like what does go slow mean to you? How long is going slow? How long does it take for someone to have a good idea? What is the time limit here? We don't have to go slow for 7 years. There's like a certain time frame that you think you know how you feel about a person. You think you have enough information about them to know if you see a future with them or not. These are things that need to be established. What your expectations are, what their expectations are. What do these things mean? Because my idea of helping out around the house and your idea of helping out around the house might be very different. My idea of going slow and your idea of going slow might be very different. So you need to ask questions, okay? If you're going up for some kind of pitch that you're doing, like if you're pitching an idea to people, or if you're in the job market and you're like going on interviews and stuff, Two of Wands can say, do some research on the market. Do some research on the market value. What are other people getting paid for this kind of thing? And what are the responsibilities? What are they getting paid for exactly? That way, you're not going to end up with a low ball offer. You're not going to end up being cheated or shortchanged. And you're going to be able to negotiate more effectively and confidently because you know what it's worth, right? Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks, your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading with me. You can click on the link in the description and schedule there, calendly.com/amethystangelite. I will be posting a card of the day for a daily message for everybody from now on, so be sure to check that out as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Take care, Virgo.